Hello, everyone. It is great to see you again. This is Dr. Razia coming to you once again with a message of health and hope and healing and just trying to figure out ways to best help you. So, I was challenged by someone who watched my masterclass, and she said, Dr. Razia, I noticed in your story that when you were diagnosed with your autoimmune disease, you were 100% plant based. You were very athletic. You were not living a sedentary life. You had very healthy habits. You were not one to eat any processed foods, including breads and pastas. And, you're active in the church and you have a very strong spiritual connection. And, your life on the outside looks good. Like, how did you develop this autoimmune disease when you had all these wonderful, healthy habits? And, I said, that is a really good question. Really good question. Because even though I was 100% plant based, the question is, was my diet anti inflammatory? Not everyone who eats a 100% plant based diet is consuming an anti inflammatory diet. Okay, some people think that as soon as they eat 100% plant based and they're just eating all natural foods that their diet is automatically anti inflammatory, and that's actually not true. You have to learn how to combine your foods correctly, and you have to know which foods will help you and which ones will not foster disease reversal and disease prevention. And that's where a health coach comes in, or a naturopath or a dietitian, who will come to help to guide you and just give you direction on the foods that will actually reverse disease, the foods that will actually fight inflammation. So you need to know how to combine your foods correctly, and you need to know which foods help and which foods don't help so much. But it was a really good question. And we have to be very careful of how we live our lifestyles, because if you have seen my masterclass, you notice in my masterclass, I clearly state that healing is not just about what you eat. Healing is not it's not just about what you eat. It is also about your mindset. It is about your mental health. It is about your stress levels and the traumas and the things that you may not have faced that are bothering you in your life and affecting your immune system. So even though I was 100% plant-based, I was not one to eat any junk or processed foods. I was one to be following the 8 laws and living a very spiritually balanced life. I was dealing with a lot of stress, in particularly a lot of post-traumatic stress. And that is a real situation. Unfortunately, I experienced some very, very deep, severe trauma, and it affected my life. As a matter of fact, my first autoimmune symptom came directly within weeks after a very traumatic experience that had me crying for a few days. So we have to remember that the mind is connected to the body, and what we go through emotionally and mentally can actually affect our immune system. And trauma is well known throughout the medical journals and studies to cause a dysregulated immune system. So I wanted to just answer that question and answer those questions publicly, and just to let you know um, the answers, and that healing is not just about eating a plant-based diet. It's actually knowing how to combine those plants and herbs in a way that your body will heal. It is also knowing how to regulate your immune system using natural solutions. And you can do that. I reversed my autoimmune disease without using any medications at all. And my prognosis did not look good. I was supposed to develop lung disease. I was scheduled for a surgical appointment. I was supposed to be on medications long term. And I'm here to tell you that none of that happened. I took control of my health and I sought help from other naturopaths and people who were experts in natural healing. And I explain all of that in my masterclass. I also explain this to my clients who I work with. And it's very important for people to know the truth. And I'm here to tell it. I would like to help other people heal naturally and let them know that there is another way. There is another way, and healing is possible if you are open and if you are willing to learn and change. Of course, that's a big word, change, but with the right guidance, you can. If you want to know more and you're interested in watching my free masterclass, please type health in the comments and I'll send you a link where you can sign up and watch the class for free. And it will be very, very eye-opening for you. And hopefully it will be a way where you can start your healing journey and get some help for whatever chronic illness or autoimmune issue you have. So thank you for your attention today. As usual, I am praying that God will bless you and keep you safe, you and your family. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.